Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel Radiant Living. I am Dr. Pramod Joshi, MD Medicine, practicing last 43 years. Recently, one of my patient about 50 years of age was admitted with right-sided paralysis and loss of speech. He had hypertension but had stopped treatment. He had obesity, was smoking for last 10 years and had a sedentary lifestyle. His relatives asked me why it happened. Was it avoidable? I answered, to some extent, it was avoidable if he would have taken regular treatment for blood hypertension and controlled his BP and reduced his weight with a regular exercise schedule and stopped smoking. I was surprised to note that relatives were not aware of these important facts. This incident inspired me to make this video on hypertension and make you aware about the silent killer. Do watch this video till end and know about what is hypertension, why it should be treated, and the 8 weapons to you how to use them to control blood pressure. Hypertension is most commonly occurring condition in the world. Every fifth person is a hypertensive. There are about 1.3 billion people in the world suffering from it. But the scary part is only 38% in India and 50% in the world are diagnosed with hypertension. That means majority of the people don't know they have blood pressure. And this raised pressure silently damages the organs of brain, heart, kidneys, and cause life-threatening conditions of heart attacks, stroke, and kidney failure. That's why it is called a silent killer. So, what is this blood pressure? It is the pressure exerted by the blood in the walls of the arteries. When we measure this blood pressure during heart contraction, it is called a systolic blood pressure, and in between the heart contractions, it is called as diastolic blood pressure. When we say it is 120 by 80, it means 120 systolic and 80 diastolic PP. The normal range of blood pressure is 110/70 to 140/90. It has diurnal variations and it varies with the physical activity and the mental state. We diagnose blood pressure when 3 readings in a week are more than 140/90. Hypertension can be primary or secondary. The primary is called essential hypertension, which is about 90% of the cases. And the secondary hypertension is due to some medical condition like hyperthyroidism, a tumor like pheochromocytoma, or those who are taking steroids or on the oral contraceptives or on the nasal decongestants. What are the symptoms of hypertension? The most important thing to know that 60 to 65% people don't have symptoms of hypertension. That's why screening is very important to diagnose and control blood pressure. Only 35 to 40% people have symptoms like headache, giddiness, dyspnea on exertion, and palpitations. Now you can see the classification of hypertension in the slide, which mentions what is optimal, what is high normal, grade 1 and grade 2 hypertension. Why hypertension should be treated? Because prolonged increased blood pressure over a period of time damages organs by narrowing, thickening, and blocking of the arteries. In brain, it causes dementia or stroke, that is paralysis due to infarction or bleeding in the brain, which can sometimes cause coma or may cause sudden death. In eyes, it can cause blindness due to bleeding of retinal artery or hypertensive retinopathy. In heart, it can cause left ventricular hypertrophy, chest pain, that is angina, or heart attacks, and heart failure. In kidneys, the narrowing of the arteries can cause damage to the tissues and cause kidney failure later on, which may require dialysis or kidney transplant. In arteries, the thickening of the and blocking of the arteries, it can sometimes cause cramps in the muscles or gangrene. Very raised pressure sometimes cause ballooning of the artery called aneurysm, and sometimes it can cause dissections in the aorta. All these can be prevented with good control of blood pressure. By this time, you must have understood how important it is to control hypertension. Unfortunately, in the best developed countries like USA, only 34% people are controlled, and in India, about 9 to 12% hypertensives are controlled. If we control blood pressure well, we can prevent heart attack, stroke, and kidney failure by 30 to 40%. So, what are the reasons of poor control? In our clinical study, we have found that lack of symptoms is the most important cause, and lack of education of patients and relatives about regular follow-up and taking medication. Sometimes the patient start tablet and stop it after BP is controlled. They don't realize the tablet was controlling blood pressure. Sometimes patients start tablet and just continue it without follow-up, without understanding that modification and change of doses are required later on. Sometimes they take treatment only when they have symptoms. In one of the recent studies in India in 7 districts, regular follow-up reminders by ASHA workers going physically home and informing patients have improved the control from 9 to 12% to 70 to 78%, which is statistically very significant. I feel the reminders from hospitals, clinics, and even chemists can help improve the control. Now we see the 8 weapons to control hypertension. The first and the most important is mass screening. The people more than 18 years of age can be screened in camps, yearly checkups in colleges, office, and companies will help. And all those who are at risk, like more than 60 years of age, diabetes, those who have obesity, hyper obesity, smoking, alcoholics, and those who have proteins in the urine and taking drugs like steroids, oral contraceptives, and nasal decongestant should follow up regularly for screening between 3 to 4 months. Those the second important weapon is diet. The DASH diet, which is dietary approach to stop hypertension, is highly recommended. It means you should consume more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Limit the intake of fat. We can have low fat dairy products, poultry, beans, nuts, and vegetable oils. The oil intake should be restricted to half liter per person per month. Limit use of saturated fats like meat, ghee, cheese, butter, cakes, pastries, chocolates, and packaged foods which are cooked in palm oil. Limit use of sweets and sweetening agents and sweet beverages. Limit use of salt. Salt use should be restricted to 1.5 to 2 grams per day. The third important weapon is stay active. Include exercise schedule in your daily routine. Refer to my exercise videos for details. The fourth weapon is manage stress. It can be managed with deep breathing, yoga, meditation, pranayama, mudras, etc., and many more. Do see my video on management of stress. The fifth weapon is maintain weight in normal range. If you are obese, weight reduction will help to control blood pressure. The sixth weapon is stop alcohol and smoking cigarettes and bidis. Limit use of tobacco, pan, gutka, etc. The seventh weapon is monitor BP regularly. All the hypertensives should check their BP weekly at home. It is very easy to use with digital apparatus. It is affordable and very convenient to use. The eighth weapon is regularly take medications as advised by doctors. If you have more than 2, 3, or 4 pills, please take them at the regular schedule. Don't delete some tablets or stop tablets on your own. So, those who have secondary hypertension, treating the cause for secondary hypertension is very important. So, by mass screening, change of the lifestyle, regular monitoring BP, and regular follow up will help to control the hypertension by using these 8 weapons. I hope you must have liked this video. Do subscribe, share, and press the bell icon. Thank you.